Let me guess. You looked at the thumbnail and you said, "This looks delicious." Well, let me tell you. Better yet, let me ask you. Do you like watching food? Do you want to learn how to prepare this sandwich? Do you even know what this thing is? Well, today I'm going to be showing you how to prepare this Reuben sandwich that anybody can make. Okay, so under normal circumstances, we'd need rye bread, Swiss cheese, corned beef, Russian dressing, butter, and sauerkraut. But because we live in an area where it might be hard to find those ingredients, we're gonna substitute it a little bit. Now, normally you'd want to get some corned beef that looks kind of like that, or you'd want to get it sliced maybe like that. But in my case, it was very hard to find any corned beef at all, so we had to go with the next best thing, which is this corned beef package. All the ingredients that I'm going to be using in this video I bought at Walmart. So first we're going to be using some Jewish rye bread, which I bought there. Normally you'd want to use marble rye, but if you can find any kind of rye bread at all that you can use. Also, we're going to be using some butter, so like a stick of butter will work fine. We're also going to need some sauerkraut. Any canned sauerkraut or whatever kind of sauerkraut you can find, that's good enough. We're also going to be needing some Thousand Island dressing because it's not that easy to find Russian dressing, so that's a good substitute. We're also going to be using some pickles that you can put on the side or you can put inside your sandwich. In my case, I'm using these bread and butter because I like the sweeter pickles. Also, as for the cheese, we said Swiss cheese is what it usually goes with, but in my case, I like the taste of white American cheese, and you can buy that in slices as well. And those are our ingredients that we're going to be using for today. Okay, so the first step we're going to do is apply some butter on your skillet or pan or whatever you've got. You put your butter and then you put your bread on top, and you're going to let it toast up on one side only. And then we continue with the process. Okay, so now that you've toasted your bread however you want it, you take it over to your plate, and don't mind the mess. It's part of cooking. If you don't have a mess, are you even really cooking? Anyway, you get your sauerkraut, you get you about a spoon or 2 spoons, and you throw it on the skillet. And what you want to do is just kind of brown it up a little bit. Just cook it up just a little bit. Tastes a whole lot better. And then what you're going to do is grab some Thousand Island and you're going to pour it on your bread. And then what you're going to want to do is spread it out with the spoon. That way you get the whole bread. Just like that. So after you're done with that, what you want to do is grab yourself 2 slices of that cheese that you chose, whether it was American or Swiss or any other kind of cheese. If that's what you want, you go ahead and put 1 slice on one bread, and then you put your other slice on the other piece of bread. Now that you've got that done, you go back to your sauerkraut, and what you want to do is just flip it over, and you're going to see how it started browning just a little bit on the side. You don't want to burn it or dry it all the way out. You just want it to cook just a little bit. And that's the whole point, is to just cook it just a little bit, get it a little bit browned. Once you're done with that, you're going to pick it up, and then you're going to spread it on to your sandwich. So on one of the slices, you'll try to spread it out evenly if you can. We're going to go ahead and go with our corned beef. So like I said, this was the only corned beef I could find at the moment. And what I'm going to do now is kind of separate those slices and throw them on the grill or the skillet or the pan, whatever you're using. And you're going to want to cook those up just a little bit as well. Get them nice and brown, nice and hot. Once your one side is grilled, you flip it over. And you repeat the process. You let it grill on the skillet. And then once you're ready to go, you're going to want to start piling them up. So check out what I'm doing here. I'm putting the slices kind of in the form of the sandwich, trying to do it evenly so you get enough meat on each side. So then I'm going to grab them, and then I'm going to lay them on top of the sandwich evenly. now what you're gonna want to do is put a little bit more butter, because now we got to toast the other side of the bread. So check it out. You put your one side, and then you grab your other side. You put it on that skillet, and now we're gonna let it brown on the other side. Okay, so once you toasted it on that one side, you go ahead and flip it over and then finish toasting it on the other. So one tip I want you guys to remember is the more you let it get toasty, the less soggy it'll be once you're eating it. But if you don't like it that toasted, then leave it less, whatever you prefer. But that's just a little tip I have. Okay, so once it's toasted on the other side, it's time to take it on over to your plate. It's time to grab that knife, and it's time to cut on in. Now look at the final result. Look at all that melted white American cheese, the Thousand Island, the sauerkraut, the corned beef. So delicious. And just like that, we're done with this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please consider giving it a like, comment down below, and let me know what you guys thought of this recipe. And like always, check out on the screen the rest of the videos that I do have with everything else: cooking, gaming, cars, everything like that. So we're out of here. We'll talk to you guys in the next one. Later.